Metalcore. There are a lot of bands who play metalcore, and there's a lot of different eras of metalcore. Which are your favorites? Let me know down below. Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with some more music reviews. Thank you for coming on by. I appreciate you. Today, I am checking out a band called ONI with their latest EP called Genesis. If you're like me and you just discovered who this band is, they are a metalcore band based out of Canada. And I'm really surprised that, the band's name comes from the main vocalist's name. His name is Jake Oni. I thought, oh, these guys are just really into Japanese culture, yada, yada, yada. Nah, that's the dude's name, and he used it as a band name. That's pretty cool. And they've been a band since about 2014, and they've released about 3 albums throughout that course of history, I guess. And they've had a lot of members come and go, but Jake being the only permanent member. And they've had features with Howard Jones and had songs written by Chester Bennington of Linkin Park. So they've had a very interesting career and history. And as of, I think, 2023, I didn't realize this until I started looking up the band's history. Jared Deans, he's a big YouTuber in the metal world, does a lot of funny content, metal music. He's collaborated with Howard Jones from Killswitch and everything. He's a permanent member of this band. So I'm guessing with this latest EP, he was writing on this EP. Very surprised by that. But yeah, this EP heavily leans into contemporary metalcore and gent sounds, but it struggles to find its own identity. It struggles to carve out its own distinctive identity. While the production on this EP is very crisp and extremely polished, it sounds good. Too many elements on this EP are reminiscent of bands like Architects and, Spirit Box or, Genty 2010 bands. Or, a lot of the music here just feels a little bit too safe to leave a lasting impression. Vocals stand out to some degree because they sound like a more refined and more polished version of Ronnie Radke's vocals from Falling in Reverse. He's doing a good job of balancing, melodic style delivery with occasional high energy style singing. So, and screams as well. So I think a good example of that is on the song Erase. He has a very good flow and overall tone here that sounds pretty good. So here's a clip of that.
Could you turn away and say goodbye? I know I'll be alright.
Tell me he doesn't sound like Ronnie Radke, but just more refined. However, there is a moment on this album where the vocals are not the strongest, and that's coming from the guest vocalist Little Aaron on the song Walk Away, because his vocals don't really add much variety or doesn't add much to the song because he almost sounds too similar to the main vocalist. So I had trouble trying to distinguish who was singing at which parts. Guitar work here really follows a polished modern metalcore sound and formula. It's clean, it's well produced, and undeniably, it's very tight. They're playing well, but it's lacking that bite, that edge, that charisma, that to it. Tracks like Walk Away and Erase have that very 2016 Architects feel to it and style that, it sounds good, it's well produced, has a very good controlled feel to it, but it's lacking that raw edge that could really make it seem more distinctive. Like I said earlier, it just feels too safe. And I guess in this instant, it's kind of hurting them a little bit. So I want to play a clip of Walk Away and let you hear the safeness of the riffs. Not necessarily bad, but you could put this on any band's name, put a band's name on it, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference because it's just a bit on the generic and bland side. Every time they try to introduce heavier elements to their songs or just even some variety, such as dissonant style guitars or breakdowns, something about them, it sounds like they never fully commit to it. It's always just such a short little snippet, making these aggressive moments seem less impactful and just they come real quick and they just disappear. The drumming on this EP is probably one of the most interesting parts of the band in terms of like adding a lot of dynamic sounds and just playing very nicely, like on the song Realign, where the presence of the drums sound very good against his vocals and the pullback guitars and everything, where it's just like you just hear him singing in the drums, and the drummer, he's just really tight in the pocket. He's not doing anything too flashy, but it has a very engaging feel to it. So here's a clip of Realign.
Towards the garden, I'm trapped in a war. It's between my ego and angels I cannot ignore. Wasting away in my own head, striking balance between.
Yeah, he's not doing too much, but something about it just is very tasteful. And on the song Deja Vu, I really like how he's working the hi-hats on this song, but overall it feels like the drums on that song kind of take a back seat to the production. Like they kind of weigh or like mix it in a little bit lower. It doesn't sound as impactful. The bass playing on here is almost like the least prominent part of the band in the overall scheme of the songs and the EP itself. It seems like it's too blended into the mix and everything, so it's kind of lost in all the sounds because it's just so smoothly blended with everything, so there's not as much groove in depth. Lyrically, the EP leans into very positive themes that are very accessible to people all around the world in terms of their struggles, and it feels like a natural fit on mainstream radio outlets like Sirius FM or Liquid Metal or Octane Radio, stuff like that. While this definitely makes it easy to listen to the EP and the band, it also contributes to the EP lacking any identity because nothing about the songs lyrically, sonically are particularly innovative or stand out or risky. It's just, like I said, they're just playing it way too safe. This EP definitely offers a very polished and safe and accessible access into modern metalcore. While it doesn't do anything particularly offensive or anything, it does fail at standing out in a crowd of its contemporaries and other bands, and it's just gonna get lost in a sea of similar acts. The slick production here and the well executed performances will ensure that this is a very professional EP for sure. But the lack of experimentation or risk really leads the album to feel very generic and formulaic. I think that's how you pronounce it. My final thoughts are, if you're a fan of radio-friendly metalcore and rock, you're definitely going to enjoy this. You're going to find stuff here that it's very enjoyable. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more innovative or has more of an emotional depth to it, I don't think you're going to really enjoy this, and it's going to be kind of forgettable. So overall, this EP from ONI Genesis, I would give it a okay to decent 5.5 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think. And like always, I'm Matt from Diazable. See you in the pit.